Hi you guys, my name is Tamika and this is my channel Tamika Uploaded, and today I'm going to be doing a little pet peeves discussion, which I like to call, why are you a booktuber? I mean, nobody likes to read. You guys, I get that question so much. I get it like every other week, which is the real reason why I really want to address it, so I can be like, that's funny, I made a video about that, feel free to watch it. But my whole thing is that I want to share y'all my journey as to how I ended up sitting in this seat in front of you guys with purple hair and purple lipstick. Okay, I have been with YouTube since the very beginning. I think this channel in particular has been like at least 6 years old. Has to be at least 6 years old, if not older. And when I first started out, I was just looking at random videos, especially stepping videos, because I was obsessed with watching fraternities and sororities step. I loved it so much, right? And I made a small little channel with a friend of mine who I was having a summer internship with, and we had like this show. It was like the Tamika and Amber show, and we were just crazy and we were silly. And we said some crazy stuff, and I took that videos down because it was all complete nonsense and I don't stand by it today. Then I stopped, of course, and I just fell in love with watching, you know, other YouTubers, and I was like, oh, they teach about makeup and they teach this other stuff and they teach about natural hair, and I was like, man, I want to become natural. That's what I want to do, because I really hated my hair straight and back of my head was falling out and it was just the whole thing. So I decided that I'm just gonna take a step out on faith, and I became natural, chopped my hair off, did a big chop, and I've loved it ever since. I love my hair, I have fun with my hair, and I love taking care of my hair. A lot of people were like, man, how did you do that? You look so good with it. Wow, look at your fro. Look at that style. How do you keep it so moisturized? So then I was like, I'm gonna go back to YouTube, and I want to answer these questions on video, so that when people ask me these questions, because people randomly in a grocery store or at a department store or on the street will ask me questions about my hair, and I would like to be like, hey, check this out, it'll tell you everything you need to know, because I was emailing people and texting people products, and I do that to this day. So I might need to go back to it one day, but not today. And the thing is that I did that and I got burnt out. I got a camera, my camera got on my nerves. It was hard for me to upload. I had a really bad computer at the time. And so I was like, you know, this is way too much work. It's not even worth it. Nobody really cares anyway. And so I dropped it again. So as time went on, I fell in love with Michelle Phan. I love watching all of her videos. I was like, man, her cinematography is amazing. And her makeup looks are so gorgeous. And I knew her before she got her deal with Lancome, and then she got her deal with Lancome, and her videos became even more interesting, and I was just amazed by this one woman show. So let's fast forward on. She becomes this big mogul, blah blah blah, and then she writes a book. I purchased this book and I loved it so much. I got my crappy cell phone at the time, and I was like, guys, look at me, I got Michelle Phan's makeup book, yeah. One day I'm gonna have to look back on that video and watch it just to see, but but I got this book and I loved it because it was her, and I loved her story, and I love her tips, and I wanted to support her in any way I could because she means a lot to me, and I love what she's doing, what she stands for. So that was my first booktube book. I didn't even know booktube. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought I was just being original. Well, I had to got my book because I was excited. Then I got so many responses off of, man, I was interested in this book. And it's so interesting. Nobody talks about books like this actually on booktube, but we'll talk about that in another day. And then I got like a subscriber or two from that, and I was like, what? Then the next thing that happened was I got another book that was recommended to me by Secret Life of a Bio Nerd, if you know who she is. And she was talking about how she was listening to this book on audio and how she really was liking it. She was listening to it on the plane. And I was like, man, that sounds real interesting, yo. And so I just so happened to be in a bookstore because I like walking around bookstores. I like the smell. It calms me down. It's a whole thing, right? And I saw the book, and it was Cinder. And I was like, oh, wow, this is the book she's talking about. Let me look at this. And I'm checking it out. I'm like, oh, this sounds really good. And I got the book and I actually listened to the audiobook as well because I've always been a busy person. And I was like,
man, this audiobook sounds good. Man, this book is so good. This is so cool. Da, da, da. Man, I want all my friends to know about this.
And so I got on the video again, this time with a webcam. And then I shot a video talking about Cinder and how much I love it. And, you know, I was blown away by yet again the response to it. And I was like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Well, of course I'm going to read another one of these, and I'm curious what else, you know, is really cool. So I just started going through channels, looking up, oh man, this is like a really cool title, looking up titles of books that I might be interested in reading, and realized that this is a thing, you know, like people really talk about books on YouTube, and it's called booktubing, and the people who do it are booktubers. And I was like, you know, but again, I didn't consider myself a booktuber at all. At this time, I'm just checking out books, and I think at this time, I decided to dip into Throne of Glass. And so I do a book haul of like the books that I got that day. And I got such an awesome response. And then that's when I make a decision. Shoot, I'm gonna talk about books. I'm gonna start a channel. But I also knew that when I close myself in, that I feel burnt out and I feel weird. So I said, I'm gonna name my channel Tamika Uploaded, because I want to talk about all the things I'm interested in. I love books, but you know what? I love food, and I love I love hanging out with my friends, and I love going out, and I love Asian food and Asian culture and anime and mangas and all this other stuff. I love this stuff. I'm gonna talk about it because people talk about it. And so this is what I do. And that's why I named my channel Tamika Uploaded. If you've ever, you know, were interested why I never made it a booktube-like name. Because I want to upload who I am to you guys, not just one central thing, even though it's good to have a niche. And I feel like I do have a niche, definitely in booktube, but I'm always going to show you other sides of myself. And so don't be surprised when some random stuff comes up. Okay. But it hasn't been a year yet, and I've never stuck to something so long, and I love it, and I love this community. It's so much fun. And so I'm making this video for you who are curious, why would you make a channel about books? First of all, I wouldn't have any of this stuff if I didn't start booktube. Let y'all know I had like these two books, these two books here before I had booktube, but like all this other stuff came with interacting with you guys and just getting really interested in something that I've already liked but didn't realize I had such a passion for until I really dove into it. So I have so much fun with booktube. And then I didn't F with Twitter at all. Thought it was whack. Now I'm all about Twitter. And I know a lot of you talk to me on Twitter, and I love it. I love talking to you on Twitter. I love talking to authors. They're superstars to me. They're like celebrities that I get to talk to. How insane is that? I get so excited. I think the first author who ever spoke to me, whom I was extremely crazy about, was Scott Siegler. He is the author of the Alive generational series. He wrote this book, and he's the first author I ever spoke to on YouTube. He actually follows me. He's such an awesome person, and you should read his book. And so then I started following other authors, and you know, I speak to them sometimes. And then I fell in love with Illuminate, which you all know, and I think I just blow up Jay Kristoff's Twitter feed, and I try to stop. I'd be like, nope, not talking to Jay today. Not gonna respond to his tweets today. Stop being a weirdo. I just wanted to tell y'all that if you're a booktuber, don't be ashamed of who you are. if you like talking about books, you talk about books. And you talk about them as much as you want to. If you have opinions that you don't like or you dislike a book, that's fine. You know, just keep talking about books, because books are magical and they're fun and they're a great outlet to so many other things. And there's so many things you can do with a BookTube channel. And that's a journey that I'm gonna take y'all on, is what you can do with your channel to still have your passion for books and still be entertaining and interesting. And we're gonna work on this together, because I want to just smack people in the face with videos upon videos of, hey, yeah, this person's a booktuber, and guess what? You enjoyed that motherfucking video. I wanted to share my story with you guys as to how I became the girl I am today on BookTube, and also want to show you like where I'm going, what I'm loving, and there's gonna be other things that I'm gonna talk to you guys about. And I really want to know, like, if you're a booktuber, why did you become a booktuber? What's important to you? Is it really about getting the subscribers, or is it really about you finally have an outlet for what you want to do? I just wanted to come on here and just tell you that I love y'all, and I want y'all to keep rocking on and keep reading. Have fun with your channel. Enjoy being small. This is where you can experiment, get weird, have fun, okay? Meet people, you know, but just be genuine, and be genuine to who you are, and be genuine to the channel that you said you wanted to have. Don't let anyone change you, and don't let anyone degrade you for being who you are. So, again, I love you. My name is Tamika, and I will see you in the next video.